This is Jamie Dyer welcoming you to another edition of the Quo-Cast. I want to show you a couple of items that I purchased recently via Amazon. Was just looking around, didn't plan to buy anything, and then saw these two items which I've wanted for quite a while for a decent price and thought, let's take the plunge, let's go for it, add it to my collection, and then I don't have to despair if it rapidly goes up in price in later years and I can't add it to my collection. Now, one thing that you might know about me, if you know me well, is that the first studio album of Quo's that I ever got was Thirsty Work. I got into Quo in the late 90s, around 97, 98. I already had a couple of albums at that point. I had a compilation, Whatever You Want, the best of Status Quo, and Live Alive Quo. And I was on holiday in Hastings, I think, and my nan came back with this album, Thirsty Work, and I listened to it, and I'd heard a few of the greatest hits and everything else, and obviously I knew I didn't mean it on there. And over the years, as I've discovered, the other eras of Quo, I love each and every one of them, but I do have a bit of a fondness for this one, because while it's not the most Quo-like material, I just like the songs. I like the melodic nature of it. This is something I shall get into at a later date. Why am I talking about this? Well, I've picked up the deluxe edition of Thirsty Work, released in 2020. I had the original pressing of the CD, haven't got the vinyl. I did not pick up the one from the mid-2000s because I thought, well, no, there's only a few tracks on there that I don't have that were B-sides. This one has pretty much everything, plus live tracks and that hooligan version of I Didn't Mean It. So, yeah, I will unbox this properly on video, but I'm really glad to get basically one of my guilty pleasures in a deluxe edition, fully remastered. I look forward to hearing that again. Every time I listen to that album, I hear something different. So the next one, I didn't wait 4 years for, because that one was released in 2020. I waited 14 years, and I actually said in the last video, or in a last video, I'm not sure what order they're going up in, that I didn't have this album. Well, if you've watched that and you've watched this, I wasn't lying at the time. I really didn't have it when I filmed it, despite them in what order they come in. I have it now. Young and Moody, back for the last time again. Ordered it off Amazon, and very strangely, on the Trapeze label, that's not the strange bit about it, it's still being stocked in W.H. Smith, of all places. I nearly bought it from there just for sheer novelty value, to say in the title of the video, I bought this from W.H. Smith. Yeah, I've heard, and I will unbox this properly in a future video, that there was a digipack version at the beginning, and there's two different versions basically. This is a later print of it, and yeah, I've explained previously, I just like the music that Bob Young creates outside of Status Quo, especially the stuff he's done with Mickey Moody, that sort of country vibe, the blues infused, that goes back absolute decades. And this also contains members of Quo on it. John Coughlin's on a track, Francis Rossi lends drums to one track and backing vocals to one or two. He's also a producer on All the Good Friends, and Bernie Frost is on there too. So there's a really strong connection to Quo beyond Bob Young. So I'm glad to get this 2-disc set finally, and I look forward to listening to it. And because I ordered this on Amazon, I got an auto rip as well, so it's also available on my Echo and through Amazon Music, which is great when you just want to say, hey, play The Devil Went Down to Georgia by Young and Moody, and it knows what you're talking about. Great. So yeah, that is that. So these are these two items. So Thirsty Work, Young and Moody, back for the last time again. Have you got either of these, and what did you make of them? Let me know in the comments below.